However, as months passed, Cindy continued her routine of working long hours at the home of her employer, Madame Joke. She also had to return home very late every evening to take care of her sick mother and siblings. One evening, just after sunset, Cindy was preparing dinner in their small kitchen. Her younger sibling sat on the floor, playing, while her mother rested after a long day of selling fresh fruits at the street market close to their house. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was unusual for anyone to visit their tiny apartment at that time of the day, and as Cindy went to get the door, she hesitated. Who could it be? She wondered aloud, wiping her hands on her wrapper. Her younger brother quickly ran to the door before her and peeped through the small crack on the wall. Cindy, there's a man outside. He looks rich and important, he whispered. You can go back, let me see who it is, Cindy replied as she grabbed the door handle. Though curious and nervous, Cindy opened the door cautiously, and standing there was a well-dressed man in a crisp blue suit, holding a briefcase. Behind him was a shiny black car parked on the narrow, dusty street. Good evening, the man said politely. I am Mr. Ofo, Chief Amanze's personal assistant. He sent me to deliver a message to Miss Cindy Oko. And Cindy's eyes widened in shock. Chief Amanze? I. Cindy replied desperately, unable to believe her eyes. Yes, Mr. Fogg confirmed with a warm smile. He hasn't forgotten you, my dear. You see, after that accident, my boss had to travel abroad on vacation. He spent over 6 months there, and he had just returned few days back. Mr. Fogg continued in a firm, calm tone. Chief Amanze would like to meet with you tomorrow if you are available. Cindy felt her knees go weak. She did not know how to respond. Her mother, who had been listening from the corner, quickly stepped forward and placed a reassuring hand on Cindy's shoulder. Of course she'll be there, she said firmly. So Mr. Four handed over a neatly written letter with instructions for the meeting. Cindy felt her heart race. What could the chief possibly want from her as her eyes quickly read through the letter? Okay, sir. It's fine. Tomorrow is also my off day at work. That night, Cindy could hardly catch a sleep. As her thoughts wandered, what her meeting with Chief Amanze could be, she forced herself to sleep, leaving everything to fate, as it was past midnight. So the next morning, Cindy stood nervously at the end of her street, waiting for the car that Mr. Four had promised would come to pick her up. She had borrowed her mother's best beads, and her clean Ankara dress completed her simple outfit as she carried nothing but a small purse. Whilst she prepared for her meeting with Chief Amanze, her mother had encouraged her to be confident. My child, whatever it is, my daughter, God is with you. Mama Cindy reassured her. The sleek black car arrived promptly at 10 a.m., drawing the curious stares of neighbors. Mr. Four stepped out of the car and greeted Cindy warmly before opening the car door for her. Cindy hesitated, then climbed in. The journey to Chief Amanze's mansion felt like a dream, and as they passed through busy streets and into an upscale neighborhood, Cindy's eyes widened at the luxurious houses and neatly paved roads. She had never seen anything like it before. All these years she has been in Asaba, she never knew something as such existed in this city. So when they arrived at Chief Amanze's mansion, Cindy was overwhelmed by its size and beauty. The gate swung open to reveal a massive compound filled with perfectly manicured gardens and expensive cars parked in the driveway. Mr. Ford led Cindy into the house, which was even more extravagant than she had imagined. Chandeliers sparkled from the high ceilings, and the marble floors shined. For Cindy, who had never seen such luxury, she felt out of place, but she reminded herself of her mother's words, "Be confident, my daughter." So in the living room, Chief Amanzi sat on a large sofa, looking much healthier than when she had last seen him. His smile was warm, and genuine as he rose to greet her. Cindy, my daughter, he said, extending his hand. I'm so glad you came. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable, as we have much to talk about. Cindy sat on the edge of the plush sofa, her hands nervously clutching her pearls. The luxury of this living room made her feel small, but Chief Amanze's kind smile and demeanor put her slightly at ease. Cindy, I hope the journey wasn't too tiring, Chief Amanze asked. No, sir, Cindy replied softly, her eyes running around the living room. Thank you, sir, for sending your personal assistant to pick me up. It's fine, Cindy. You see, I've been thinking about you every day since you saved my life. What you did for me, it's something I can never forget. If not for you today, I'll be long dead. And your kindness and selflessness taught me a lot about life. Cindy was shy, so she lowered her gaze. It was nothing, sir. I just did what anyone would do, she responded. Not anyone, my dear, Chief Amanzi said firmly. Most people would have walked past. But you stopped. You spent your hard earned money to save a stranger. That kind of kindness is rare. So Chief Amanzi leaned forward. His expression this time was serious. My child, I've spent my life surrounded by wealth and power. But you see, that moment on the roadside reminded me of what truly matters humanity. And I want to thank you, Cindy, in a way that will change your life. Cindy panicked. Sir, you don't owe me anything. I didn't do it for a reward. I know, Chief Amanzi said with a smile. That's what makes you special. But I insist. Tell me, Cindy, what are your dreams in life? What do you want for your life and your family? Cindy was quiet. She never expected this question, unsure of how to answer. No one had ever asked her about her dreams before, not even her rich uncles, who abandoned them after her father's death. All these years, her life had been consumed by working to support her mother and her younger siblings. Her current employer, Madame Joke, was never interested in her growth. All that mattered to her was her working tirelessly, and she was never grateful. And for a moment, Cindy felt vulnerable. She was unsure if it was even right to voice her desires. Sir, I don't know, Cindy said softly, her fingers twisting the strap of her purse. As she was nervous. Okay, Cindy, take your time. What do you wish for yourself? What do you want for your family? So Cindy swallowed hard and finally spoke up. Sir, I have always wanted to go back to school. After my father's death, I could not further my education because my mother couldn't afford it, and I wanted to help my siblings too. They deserve a better life also. So Chief Amanze nodded thoughtfully. My child, you chose rightly. You see, education is important. So what would you like to study? This time, Cindy's eyes lit up slightly. I've always wanted to become a nurse. Sir, I want to help people, just like I helped save your life. These words struck a chord with Chief Amanzi. He admired her selflessness, her desire to give even when she had so little. You see, Cindy, that's a noble dream, and I believe it's time someone helped you achieve it. Cindy looked at him, confused. Sir? Yes, Cindy. Chief Amanzi leaned back in his chair. Cindy. His mind already working. I'm going to sponsor your education, Cindy, not just yours. I will help your mother and make sure your siblings also further their education. Cindy's breath caught her in her throat. Sir, I don't know what to say. Just say yes, my child, Chief Amanzi said with a smile. It's the least I can do for the young woman who saved my life. Tears filled Cindy's eyes as she whispered, Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So finally my dreams would come true. Tears continued to roll down her cheeks. Few moments later, as Cindy left Chief Amanzi's mansion, that morning, feeling like she was walking on air, the words of Chief Amanzi replayed in her mind. I'm going to sponsor your education. And for the first time in her life, the weight of hopelessness she had carried all these years left her. So I'm going back to school. Mama would be fine. God, you are too much, you, Cindy muttered as she walked to the nearest bus stop. And when she got home, her mother was anxiously waiting. Cindy, what happened? What did Chief Amanzi say? She asked, her voice trembling. So inside their little bedroom, Cindy took her mother's hand and looked her straight in the eyes. Mama, our lives are about to change. So she quickly explained everything. Chief Amanzi's promise to sponsor her education. Mama, he also promised to sponsor Chisom and Ebuka's education. He also promised to give you all the support you needed. Mama, God has finally remembered us. Mama Cindy, who could not hold herself, bursted into tears, pulling Cindy into a tight embrace. God bless you, my child. God bless that man, she whispered. Cindy, you see what your kindness has brought us. Favor. Just see how our lives are about to change for the best. Cindy also opened her purse and brought out a brown envelope which contained some money that Chief Amanze gifted her. Mama, he also gave us this to keep body and soul together. Oh, that's so thoughtful of him. May God continue to bless him. Mama Cindy replied, smiling. However, 2 weeks later, Chief Amanze's personal assistant, Mr. Ofo, returned with further instructions from Chief Amanze. Cindy was to resume school at a prestigious private nursing school in Lagos, where her admission and fees had already been arranged. She couldn't believe it. Everything was happening so fast. So Mr. Four also handed Cindy an envelope containing money for her family's immediate needs. Chief also wants you and your family to be comfortable while you prepare for school, Mr. Four said, forcing a smile. Thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful, Cindy replied as she took the envelope from him. So as the days passed, Cindy began preparing for her new journey. She bought books, uniforms, and supplies she had only dreamt of owning. Her siblings watched in surprise. They were inspired by their elder sister's determination. Sister Cindy, when I grow up, I want to be just like you, her youngest brother Ebuka said. The last evening, as Cindy packed her luggage for her journey the next day, his eyes shining with admiration. For Cindy, it wasn't just about her success anymore. It was also about her lifting her family out of poverty. She promised herself she would make the most of this opportunity, not just for her, but for everyone who had believed in her. As Cindy lay on her bed that night, she remembered about Madame Joke, who she had gone to see 2 days ago, who had thought she had come to beg for the payment of her unpaid 2 month salary. Madame Joke said to her meanly that morning when she resumed work, Cindy, I have told you, I don't have any money on me now. You see this my wig. I'm still trying to complete the payment, she said in a stern voice. And Cindy, I've warned you, if you resume work this late again, I would fire you. Why are you so careless? My children have still not had breakfast. Neither have they had their baths this morning. And you are there looking at me like somebody that lost her way. Can you disappear out of my sight? And go and do the right thing now, Madame Joke said as she sat on the sofa pressing her phone unconcerned. So that evening, after work, Cindy submitted her resignation letter to Madame Joke, whose jaw dropped when Cindy told her about her admission into the nursing school and that she would be leaving for Lagos in 2 days' time. Madame Joke felt this pang of pain. So, Cindy, you mean you are not returning back? Yes, ma. I'm going to school, ma. So, Cindy, you are finally leaving us and you are just telling me. You see how wicked you are. You are very useless. I just hope what you are saying is true. Or are you pregnant? Or getting married to those local boys from that slum where you come from? Madame Joke continued mockingly. Thank you, ma, for everything, Cindy humbly replied. As she left the compound, she had worked for Madame Joke for over 3 years now, and it has been a bitter experience. She was thankful to God that she was finally leaving this job, as she sighed deeply as she walked home that evening. The next morning, that same day would be leaving for the nursing school was filled with both excitement and emotion in her family. Her mother gathered her and her siblings and prayed for her, and her mother, though with teary eyes, spoke words of encouragement to her. My child, remember where you are coming from. Mama Cindy continued, holding her hands tightly. Please, Be humble, work hard, and never forget to help others the way you have always done. God will continue to be with you. I won't forget, Mama, Cindy promised. Her voice steady, despite the lump in her throat. Mr. Ofo arrived to take her to the school, and as the car pulled away from their small home, Cindy waved at her mother and her younger siblings, who were cheering her on. It was a bittersweet moment, but she was leaving behind the life she had always known. She knew she was stepping into a better future. However, when they arrived at the nursing school, Cindy was overwhelmed. The campus was beautiful, with neatly trimmed lawns, modern buildings, and students bustling around in beautiful uniforms. It was a far cry from the crowded streets where she lived in one of the suburbs in Asaba, and Cindy managed to keep a calm and steady composure as Mr. Four guided her through the registration process, ensuring everything was in order. So before Mr. Four left, he said to Cindy, Chief Amanzi asked me to remind you that he believes in you. So Cindy, make him proud. I will, sir. Thank you so much. And with those words echoing in her mind, Cindy began her journey as a nursing student. The classes were intense, and the workload was heavy since she did not resume immediately with the other students. But Cindy was determined to succeed. She stayed up late, studying, often thinking about her mother back home. Life in the school was not easy. She faced challenges. Some students looked down on her humble background. They knew she was poor because of her bad English. The school was only attended by the children of the rich in the society. The coursework also was demanding, but Cindy never gave up. As every evening she prayed, thanked God for the opportunity to be in such a reputable school. She knew this was just the beginning of her journey, but she was ready to face whatever came her way. However, as the months passed, Cindy quickly realized that her new life at nursing school would not be easy. While some of her classmates were welcoming, others continued to look down on her with disdain. They noticed her modest lifestyle and the way she spoke about her poor mother and younger siblings. They often whispered in low tones and would break into laughter when she walked along the hallways. She could hear them say, She's here on someone's sponsorship. One girl named Osaro said one day, loud enough for Cindy to hear, She doesn't belong here. She's not our class at all. Look at her dirty skin. The words hit Cindy, but Cindy refused to let those unkind words break her spirit. She focused on her studies, determined to prove to herself and everyone else that she deserved to be there. Soon, Cindy found solace in a small group of students who admired her hard work and resilience. Among them was Dimma, a cheerful and kind-hearted girl who quickly became her closest friend. Don't listen to those people, Dimma told her one afternoon as they studied together. You are stronger than them and smarter too. They just feel intimidated by your confidence and intelligence. This cheered Cindy up. She smiled. Thank you so much, Dimma. I'm grateful for your support. Cindy threw herself into her coursework, spending long hours in the library and volunteering for extra clinical practice. Her instructors soon began to notice her dedication and praised her efforts. And despite her challenges, Cindy found moments of joy. She often called her mother on the phone to share updates with her, and her mother would cheer her on every step of the way. We are so proud of you, Adam, her mother said during one of their conversations. Keep shining, my child. God has destined you to be great. It's only a matter of time, she assured her. So, Mama, how is Chisom and Ebuka? I hope they are coping at their new school. Yes, my child, they are adapting so fast. And my business is also thriving. I cannot thank Chief Amanze enough. He is indeed a divine helper. I'm so glad to hear this, Mama. Please take good care of yourself. And my regards to Chisom and Ebuka. So Cindy ended the call and continued with her studies. 2 years later, Cindy's confidence grew. This time, she excelled in her exams and quickly became one of the top students in her level. Her determination and kindness won the respect of many students and the lecturers. Her hard work began to pay off. When she got into the third year, her instructors frequently commended her during classes, and she quickly became known as one of the most diligent students in her set. But one particular event would change her life forever. One weekend, the school had organized a health outreach program in a nearby community. The students were tasked with providing basic medical services under the supervision of their instructors. Cindy volunteered eagerly, seeing it as an opportunity to put her skills into practice and help those in need. While some students complained about the hot sun and that they were not ready to go to any village, for Cindy, she worked. Her compassion and professionalism stood out amongst that of the other students. She treated each patient with care, offering words of encouragement to the worried mothers and frightened children. After the outreach, the people were grateful to Cindy for her kindness, and even her instructors were impressed. Unbeknownst to Cindy, one of the representatives from the NGO that was based in the UK took notice of her diligence at work. He was so impressed. He saw her compassion and kindness to the patients. When the event ended, Mr. Carl, the representative from the NGO, said, his voice filled with pride, "I see you seem to love this job so much." "Yes, sir," Cindy replied. "I cannot help it, sir," she blushed. Cindy feeling a mix of gratitude and humility. "I'm just doing my best, sir. Your best is extraordinary. You've shown not just skill, but heart, and that's what the world needs more of." Mr. Carr replied. So the event ended with a standing ovation for Cindy and her classmates, who were so outstanding. That evening, as Cindy walked home, back to her hostel, her heart swelled with pride and determination. She realized, for the first time, that she wasn't just living her dream, she was fulfilling purpose. The health outreach program had not only been a success, but also a turning point for Cindy, as 2 weeks later, Cindy received a call to the principal's office. Cindy nervously made her way there, wondering what it could be. When she entered the principal's office, she found Mr. Carl, the representative from one of the NGOs, seated with the principal. They were both wearing warm smiles. "Cindy, please, sit," the principal said, pointing to a chair. Cindy obeyed, her heart still pounding. "Is everything okay, sir?" she asked timidly as she sat down. Mr. Carl chuckled. "More than okay, Cindy. Just relax. I spoke to the principal about the incredible work you've been doing, not just during the outreach, but I also saw in your studies that your grades are outstanding." The principal nodded. "Cindy, your dedication is truly remarkable." Mr. Carl interrupted. "I have decided to recommend you for an international nursing exchange program. It's a fully funded opportunity to study and gain experience in the UK for 6 months before you graduate." Cindy's eyes widened in shock. "Me? Study abroad?" "Yes," the principal confirmed. "Your academic performance and your compassion make you the perfect candidate from our school. This is a rare opportunity, and we believe you deserve it," he said, smiling. Tears welled up in Cindy's eyes. "Thank you so much, sir. I don't even know how to express my gratitude," as she knelt down to thank them. "It's okay, Cindy. You don't need to kneel down. Please stand up," Mr. Carl insisted. The principal and Mr. Carl placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You have earned this, Cindy. This is just the beginning of greater things in your life. Make the most of it. We are solidly behind you." So Cindy left the principal's office in a daze, her heart racing with excitement. She immediately called her mother to share the news. "Mama, I'm going abroad," she exclaimed, tears streaming down her face. Mama Cindy's voice trembled with joy. "Damn, I don't know what you're saying. I cannot understand you. What do you mean you're traveling abroad?" "Mama, I'll be traveling abroad for an exchange program that will last 6 months before I finally graduate. Cindy, God is truly working wonders in your life. My daughter, keep shining. You've made me proud. And I know your late father is also very proud of you. Thank you for bringing so much joy into my life." So that night, Cindy could hardly sleep. She was so excited. Her friend Dimma took her out for a treat at the school canteen. You see, Cindy, you've really motivated me to be diligent and hardworking. You've taught me that through diligence and hard work, the star is just a stepping stone. However, the day Cindy boarded the plane for the international exchange program, which came weeks later, it felt like a dream. Her classmates who have all spited and disdained her were also there to bid her farewell, as the school authorities insisted that her classmates would see her off at the airport. Cindy had never imagined that one day she would leave the shores of Nigeria, let alone for an opportunity to further her career. Her mother, her siblings, and some neighbors had gathered to bid her farewell. Their smiles filled with pride. Chief Amanze was also there to cheer her up, and as the plane soared through the clouds, Cindy looked out the window, whispering a prayer of gratitude. She thought of all the sacrifices, the tears, all the hardships she had faced. Madame Joke's stern and mocking words. She had always called her a never-do-well. Her wicked uncles, who took away all her father's properties and threw her mother and her siblings out of their father's house. Every challenge she had faced now seemed like stepping stones. Cindy exhaled. This life, eh? So when Cindy arrived in the UK, the exchange program was nothing short of transformative. Cindy excelled in her training, gaining hands-on experience with advanced medical equipment and techniques. Her supervisors often praised her intelligence, humility, and her natural ability to connect with the patients. She also met people from different cultures, and they were inspired by her dedication and hard work. So when the program finally ended, Cindy returned to Nigeria with newfound knowledge. Cindy graduated tops from the school, and a job was waiting for her at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. Years later, Cindy got married in a grand style to Chief Amanze's eldest son, Ekene, who she had met abroad during the exchange program. Their marriage was blessed with two beautiful children. Cindy's siblings, years later, thrived, completing their education, and they were able to find stable careers in life. Her mother also came to live with her as she later moved abroad with her husband Ekene and their two children. Chimfamanzi could not be grateful enough as he had learnt a lot from Cindy's selflessness. Cindy's coming into their home restored peace and joy in his marriage as he was able to reconcile with his wife and his two sons. Chief Amanze became a better father to his sons and a good husband to his wife. He also had an NGO that catered for the needs of the sick in the society, paying their hospital bills, also paying for the surgeries of those that needed it. Meanwhile, when Chief Amanze turned 70, he celebrated his 70th birthday in a grand style. It was a night filled with testimonies of Chief Amanze's good work, charitable works, and how he has selflessly touched the lives of a lot of people in a positive way. A lot of people came out to sing his praises. Chief Amanze was no longer that mean and cold man. He was now humble, always cheerful, and ready to help. So a week after the celebration, Cindy and her husband Ekene and their two children were on their way to the airport, and along the airport road there was a hold-up, and a woman holding a POS machine was running towards their car. "Please, madam, I have enough cash on me. My services are swift. Please patronize me, ma," the woman said as she continued to follow Cindy's car, which was moving slowly because of the hold-up. Cindy quickly recognized the voice and turned swiftly, only to meet eye to eye with Madame Joke, who looked different. And Madame Joke, recognizing it was Cindy, bowed in shame, their both eyes widened in shock. "Madame Joke, what are you doing here?" "Cindy, is this you? I cannot believe this is you. You look very rich and very beautiful too. Is this your husband?" "Yes, ma." "What are you doing here, ma?" "You don't do POS. How is Uncle Kunle and the triplets?" Cindy replied desperately. So, Madame Joker hesitated for some moments, but summoned courage. Cindy, it's a long story. Life has been so tough for me and the triplets. It's been over 7 years now since Kule left me and the triplets with his ex-girlfriend. He just returned home one evening, packed his belongings, and said he could no longer cope with my excesses. That was the last I laid my eyes on Kunle. He never cared about the triplets. It has been so tough. Cindy froze in shock. She could not believe what she just heard. Uncle Kunle abandoning his wife and the triplets. This is so unfair. And as Cindy was trying to bring out some money from her purse, the traffic light turned green and Cindy's car sped off as the other motorists behind them hooted impatiently. Madam Joke, now I'm doing POS. This life, I don't even understand. My dear, that's life. Ikene held her hands tightly. Was that not your former boss? The one you told me how she maltreated you? Yes, Ikene. I went through a lot. From Madam Joke. Although her husband was nice. I'm just sad that her triplets are suffering for their mother's mistakes in life. You see, Cindy, that's life. No condition is permanent. That's why we must be good at all times. We don't need to have everything before we can show kindness or love to people. You see, one good turn deserves another. See how your kindness and selflessness brought you into our lives. I love you so much, and you are the best thing that happened to me and my family. So they hugged tightly, and few moments later, they were at the departure hall to catch their flight back to the UK. Thank you so much for watching this story. Let's share our thoughts in the comment sections, the moral lessons we have learned from this story. Please, give this story a thumbs up, share with your loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed to our channel for more beautiful stories. And until we meet again next time, stay blessed and bye!